Episode 75, done and done.
Mm-hmm.
We deconstruct some African Indians who
The Sentinelese?
the Sentinelese, yeah.
Okay.
The little natives that
Little natives.
yeah, it was like 50 you said, right? So a little
Okay.
amount of natives
Okay,
who
alright.
took out who took out my boy just trying to preach the good word, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes you go on a little rant and people get a little cheese.
Right.
And that's what happens.
Yeah. That's too bad.
It's not even like a click boom, it's like a
Okay.
right.
Right.
So anyways, you'll probably enjoy this one. We have a little Amazon mishap in the middle,
Yeah.
so look out for that. But yeah,
Cool. Merchandise.
pick up some teas on Teespring. Support the podcast by hitting up shop.godlightmyfire.com.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? We got some liking, some sharing,
Yeah.
some subscribing.
And video replying?
Oh snap! I don't know if we're like on beat with this song. So it's almost like if you listen to the song, you're like, oh wow, they're singing the lyrics to the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
maybe that's what it's like.
Could be.
But oh, I got a photo book dropping.
Okay.
It's gonna be $1 for anybody if you out there
99
to
cents?
support my work. I should have dropped the 99 cents. Now I'm going with $1. And if you really want to read it, you just email me. I'll send it to you for free.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Here we go.
Boom. We're back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. This is episode 75.
Yeah.
That's 3/4.
Right.
Almost $1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is your regularly scheduled podcast. We're talking about 4 things from the week that we thought were cool and dissect them as we play video games. Hence, the Socratic Gamers.
Yes.
So first on the docket, Vish, what do you got?
Well, both missionaries and their
Okay, all right, interesting.
and their push to convert people.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Well, it's about one specific guy.
Okay, what happened? Is it like Silence the movie? Did he go there and then he found out that they weren't understanding anything?
Kinda, I guess, or they totally rejected him.
Okay, all right.
And basically, he got killed by them.
Oh right.
You know what I'm
Okay,
talking about.
yeah, okay. I saw like a headline for it, but I never like read into it.
Okay,
he
so
got
I got the
shot
story
down,
about it.
right, by like a bow and arrow or something.
Bow
and arrow tribe?
No. I think that's not the full information.
Oh,
So,
okay.
It's not his first time going there.
Oh, so
It's not his first encounter. Let's say.
okay.
And his first encounter is where the arrow was talked about, and like it hit his waterproof Bible. That's what they're writing in the.
Wait. So it was so, like he was so lucky that the arrow shot out and then hit his waterproof
Well, I don't think
Bible?
they were that close, right? But they were just shooting arrows. They don't want anyone.
Wow, but how did he catch that? Did he catch that, or was it just like
Just
lucky
probably hit
circumstance?
it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know, per se.
That's
but,
pretty lucky.
Yeah. So.
Waterproof Bible.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But yeah, he believes he was like God's instrument to bring this message, right?
Oh, don't we all?
So these are the tribes. It's called the Sentinelese,
Okay.
and there's like in these islands just off of India.
I heard that they didn't have any contact with humans, like other like civilization before.
Yeah, they're not.
So their only contact was this guy.
Yeah, they really. It's protected by the Indian government to like
Not go there.
not go there. Yeah,
Really?
just to protect the
Why is
tribe.
that? I wonder. Like, what are they trying to shield and hide there?
I don't think they're hiding anything. It's just the tribe has been like secluded, and that they don't want any problems to happen to them.
Right.
Hold on. Oh shit.
What's up?
That would be. Pause that.
All right, quick pause. And through the magic of Amazon, we are interrupted by an Amazon order. So we are back. All right, you were saying Vish. Go ahead.
Yeah, so about these Sentinelese tribes, they're like protected by the Indian government just to not go there because these are like tribes that haven't met with any other like kind of community and things like that. So they're prone to catching diseases from us and things.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's the reason why they don't want them to go there?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just to keep. It's also like protecting them in a sense too, right?
Oh, it's sort of like those ancient places around the world, like UNESCO sites. They're
Right.
trying to keep it like
yeah, untouched.
separated.
Yeah, separated, whatever, something like that. So this guy basically was going against the law.
Oh, okay. So, see that's the thing. It's like when you hear somebody like fell off of like a skyscraper or something, or like they're usually people who like break the rules. So it's like, okay, the rules were set in place for a specific reason. You went to the island, you got killed. You know?
Yeah.
Like they told you not to go there. You know.
Yeah.
It's like playing with
So
fire.
he kept a diary.
He kept a diary.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was writing down his stuff. So, because he left the diary.
Did he
with
have waterproof paper?
He left the diary with the fisherman.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
That he used to get to that island.
Oh, okay. So he's like, if I don't come back, at least you'll know the truth of what happened here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind
Yeah.
of thing. So, in his thing, there's a quote. It says here, "Lord, is this island Satan's last stronghold,
Wow.
where none have heard or even had a chance to hear your name?"
Wow, that's interesting.
That's what he wrote in his.
That's so interesting. This actually ties into my next topic. It's like I was like, all right, which topic am I going to talk about first? But since you talked about this one, I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about. I know which one I'm going to talk about next. But yeah, it's weird how like he can get so pulled into like this belief system.
Yeah.
That he's like writing to himself in his own mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know that like you know what I mean? Like he just wrote like,
Right.
Lord, is this the?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So,
Not crazy. I mean, like,
yeah.
I'm sure he believes it, but
basically, yeah, he's broke all these laws. He didn't tell anyone that he was doing that with his missionary people.
actually, wait, hold on. I have a
Also
question
try
for
to
you.
hide that.
Is it? What do you call it when it's like in the face of evidence, you don't change your viewpoint? It's not crazy, but it's like. You know what I mean? It's like okay,
Yeah.
well, scientific proof. We have all this, blah blah blah. And yet you still refuse to change. It's almost like cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to admit because you put so much into this. You don't want to admit that you're wrong because it'll like destroy your entire belief system.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what like most people can't deal with, right?
Yeah.
Because they fortified an idea for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
And
I was just
they
wondering.
truly
'cause, like,
believe it, though. Right?
yeah, because like to say something like that in this time, you know, like, well, I guess there's extremists in everything, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
yeah. So you're saying?
So then, they don't even think they can recover the body. That's another thing.
Wow. Why?
Because
Like hoarding? They're like hoarding it, or
no. So they like the way that they knew he's dead is because they dragged his body and buried him in the beach under the sand that the fisherman saw.
Okay,
So
so the
that-
fisherman saw it, he did nothing.
No, he can't do anything.
Fisherman's like, it's on you, homie.
There's nothing you can do.
Oh, he's already dead?
Yeah.
Oh, true. All right.
But they're like to recover that body. I don't like. There could be now potential diseases coming out of that body.
Like diseases that they didn't account
That
for,
he's
like
not-
humans didn't account for?
That no.
Yeah, you're saying?
That no, that's coming from his body that he has immunity to that they don't. That could be rotting from his body.
Oh, they don't have.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I see.
So that's why they want to remove the body, but they don't know if they can get to the body safely.
Wow, it's crazy how like diseases work like that. You know, when like the Native Americans got wiped out through the flu
Yeah.
because they were not like immunized against it or like
Mhm.
weren't prepared. That's crazy. Like small little things. I heard that like things like the Black Plague and stuff. They thought it was like they thought it was like God
Yeah.
punishing them,
Right.
Because they couldn't like comprehend bacteria.
Yeah.
Something so small was killing them.
Yeah. So like this could happen to that tribe. I don't know what the solution is going to be, if they can even get the body right. And there's like I think that they say they did a census. I don't know, a long time ago, I guess, but they couldn't like. They had to fly over trying to count by hand how many people there are
Wow,
of
really?
that tribe.
But how could
so
you
they
see
think it's
everything,
about
like-
they think it's about again, this is a big range,
Between 100 and 250,000.
50 to 100.
50 to 100. Yeah, but it's like, it's how big is the island?
I don't know actually, but it's a couple islands.
How freaked out do you think you'd be if you were on that island thinking that this is like a demon? They should totally make a movie about it. It kind of reminds me of Apocalypto. How like they lived in that thing, and then the last scene was like a boat that was coming. They didn't realize how archaic their life was, you know?
I mean, there's some videos. There has been like interaction, but not direct interaction. Like people, I think I saw it on Joe Rogan. He was talking about it, and they were like tossing coconuts. Oh, like yeah, free food. Yeah, we'll take that.
Oh, interesting.
Things like that. But like, he tried to do the same too. I believe he was given in
candy bars.
Some sort of things, along with him singing those worship songs.
Wow. Okay.
Some pins or some weird stuff like that.
You know, I'm pretty sure that I believe, according to what I've read so far, I could be wrong, but like I think the religions of like the people of the book are the only ones that escaped death, like especially Christianity, like how you can live forever.
Oh, right.
You know, so I think maybe that's what they're thinking. They're like, I can save you from eternal damnation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's like, yeah, but you and that religion are damned. But like,
yeah,
if you have no foreknowledge of the damnation, how could you say that I'm gonna go there? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like you're going to this random island.
Yeah.
And you're saying like, you know, I could save you, but they're like, save me from what? You know?
Yeah. I mean, like even his trip, because he did it overnight or under the night darkness, whatever, right? So to hid away from the authorities.
All I think is
like,
that's what you get.
He's like God himself was hiding us from the Coast Guard and many in the patrols. Like,
wow.
This is his thinking, right? So yeah, that's what he was. He was giving them like gifts of fish, scissors, okay, safety pins, and then he was singing those worship songs.
Wow, fish though.
He even wrote down.
He's trying to be like Christ with loaves of bread and fish.
Right. He wrote down something kind of interesting too, like when he I guess his first encounter, like he like the language.
Wait, hold on. First of all, you'd have to teach them English.
Yeah, they don't even understand you at all.
So how's he gonna convert anyone? You have to first teach them English, then you have to teach them like the concept of.
Well, I guess that's why he was given those gifts, to show like a nice person or whatever, right? Like,
see, I wonder, like, if you look at it from a macro scale, the person that's sending these, like the bishops that are sending these people, like back then, I mean, obviously this guy was insane, but like it was just a power scheme to like control people through belief systems, right? And it's like to be on the lower level and believe that what you're doing is correct, only to be unwittingly used as a pawn by like bigger things. Yeah, you know, that's kind of mind blowing in itself. You know what I mean? Because you're like, he thinks that he's like, you know, fixing or like achieving, like sharing the word of God, but like the one in charge of him is like, oh, I just need more resources. Right. We need to expand this country, and the best way to do it is believing in some higher power.
Yeah.
Because imagination is like the greatest ruler of all.
So yeah, like I don't know, like how, like, I guess they said that toward the end of that journal. So I guess the last thing he wrote before he went there was like, he was thinking that I could be more useful alive. But to you, God, I will give all the glory of whatever happens. Wow. So, and then he says, to forgive any of the people on the island who try to kill me.
Okay.
And especially if they succeed. That was the last thing I guess he wrote on there.
Did he go to the island to die? Like, what's going on?
I think he was potentially...
He knew he was going to be killed?
Potentially could get killed.
Maybe he sensed hostility. He's like, no.
I think that's from the many... That's probably from the other encounters that he had, right? Right. Them shooting an arrow at him.
Exactly.
At them.
I mean, you're one man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, he didn't tell any of... He tried to do it himself, kind of thing. Like, he didn't tell the other other group that was there with him,
bishops and stuff.
other people that were there with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's multiple people on this
like in
trip?
this, yes,
Mm.
but he didn't tell anyone about the specific one that he was going to see these people.
Right.
So that's what was basically hidden away. I guess if he told them, they'd probably tell him not to go and stuff.
Wait, hold on. All right,
But
so
he was, yeah.
if you look at it, right, you have like, all right, you have different countries or like different ruling classes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then it's like, well, how do we get more, right? And it's like we use either the actual physical weapon, or we use the weapon of knowledge, right? But at the end of the day, it's really like you're doing the same thing. It's like when you don't condone war and stuff, it's like, but your actions do lead to death still,
Right.
because people can interpret it wrong, or like, but at the end of the day, all you really want is just more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why can't you just let them be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I've never really jived with the whole missionary thing.
No. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's basically it. But that was.
It's like
I
you're
found
just
that,
you're a soldier.
Yeah.
Like if you send troops
Yeah.
to Afghanistan to like,
Mm-hmm.
convert them through the gun, how's that any different than sending your priests to Japan to convert them through the word?
Yeah.
The tool is the same. Like the outcome is intended to be the same, but the tool is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. It was just an interesting story. I was like, why? Like he really believed.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I love how you
He was
dealt.
doing God's work.
Yeah. I love how you delved into it, and when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, sucks to suck," and I kept scrolling. You know what I mean? Like,
I wanted to read into it. It was like, this
what's
is
going on? What's going on? It's crazy.
Also wanted to know a little bit more about these. I knew about these tribes
Converters?
that,
Oh, the
that
tribes.
exist, and like
I heard about that tribe that like
I was
they saw a
someone
plane.
I saw like in the comment is like, this is how you deal with immigration.
What?
To not let anyone in.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's kind of
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I think it's more crazy that that's actually happening in this day and age. Like that actually happened. That's like so archaic.
right.
You'd hear about that in a history textbook of when like Spain went to, what do you call that? They went to the Aztec people.
Right.
That's like, are we
Mhm.
back in the 1800s or 1700s? What's
Right.
going on? Whatever. Yeah. So speaking of belief systems, I saw Bohemian Rhapsody yesterday,
Okay.
and it's all right, I won't like go into the review. It was a good movie, but really it was more about the psychology behind the movie, and the guy, he was very like, upon reflection, and Tara did tell me a bunch of cool stuff, like a bunch of ways to perceive it. It was like a person who felt unloved and was like pining for acceptance.
Right.
So like his actual name's like Farouk something, like some like Middle Eastern name, right?
Right.
He's not actually white, right? But he like
Yeah.
tried to be a part of that Caucasian
Oh, okay.
band.
Alright.
So like he was just kept escaping his identity. He even switched his name from Farouk to Freddie,
Mhm.
and then his last name to Mercury. It was like some like ethnic name. And he just like switched it. He legally switched it. They're like, oh, but your name will always be Farouk, blah, blah, blah. And he's
Right,
like,
right,
no, I
right.
legally switched it to Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
And then he would like continue on this thing of like seeking acceptance. Like
Mhm.
he's a great artist. Like a lot of his songs, a lot of Queen songs, I had no idea were Queen songs. I was just like, oh, these are like popular hits. I didn't know that
okay.
they were sang by
Right.
Queen. But like really at the heart of it, it's like, it's interesting to see how if you're given everything, but
Mhm.
you aren't getting the hole inside fulfilled, you will seek infinitely.
Yeah,
Like he was having these
yeah,
like crazy parties,
I see.
and like he was just living super lavishly and like
Oh.
extremely,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
very flamboyant. And even like he had his wife who he loved so much, but then he was like secretly gay, and then he was like with multiple partners, and then his wife found out, and he tried to keep his wife there because like he's like, but you're the only one who believes in me.
Right.
We believe in each other, so that's why like I want you in my life.
Right.
But it's like it's just pining for a hole to be filled.
Mhm.
It's interesting
Interesting.
that it's just interesting that
Yeah.
like this one person, you don't really see. We see the surface level, right? All those fans were like, oh my god, Queen's so sick, but then like he was tormented internally away
Right.
from the camera.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that guy Tekashi 69 who's like in jail. He's not. He's going to be in jail for like 32 years because he was like robbing people.
32 to life, right?
32 to life, yeah, with like a AK.
Yeah.
Similar thing. Like you look at him and you're like, oh man, like you have all these tats on your face and like what's going on, but like you aren't really a person anymore. It's sort of like you're trying to not be a person by becoming a brand, just like Freddie Mercury, just like Tekashi 69.
Yeah.
But like you deep down know you're a person with flaws.
Yeah.
So it's like you're trying to be. It's like you're trying to be Batman, but you know you're Bruce Wayne, and Batman's suffering as Bruce Wayne.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we create these like fictitious narratives. It's sort of like social media too. It's like if you look on social media, you're like, oh, your life is sick, but it's like you don't really know what's really going on. And I think that's what the movie really impacted me with.
Right.
Like it was like kind of, it was like, it's hard for me to watch because it was so much like pain on his end. It was like tripping me out. I was like, oh wow, like you're doing some craziness.
Okay.
You know.
Right.
But yeah, just it's just interesting.
Yeah. I don't know too much
like
about
different lives.
Yeah.
People live different lives.
Right.
But then conversely, Tara was saying like how if this was a straight man, and those were the girls, he was like pulling in. Like think of like Playboy with the bunny suits.
Okay.
You're like, oh okay, that's normal. But that's what we've just been ingrained in society. But like if those were like men in bunny suits, which they were in the movie, not bunny suits, but they were like in like leather, like biker gear.
Okay.
It was like, whoa, you know. But it's like it's really not weird because like Romans did that stuff too. Different cultures.
Okay.
We just have a concept of what correct is, but there is no correct.
Yeah, I see.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Just a bunch of confused people who are like trying to make reality out of no definition of what real is. You know. Yeah, it's tripped me out. Yeah. Good movie though.
So you
Definitely.
recommend it?
I would say it's like I'd watch it once. You'd probably love it because it's like your kind of movie.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll watch it again. It was really good.
Right.
But it's just like to see that much longing. It's like kind of hard to watch. The drama, yeah. But like, there's like drama, but like then there's like unrelenting suffering.
Right.
You know, he was just like hurting all. He was like looking for someone, but at the end of the movie, he found someone that he could be truthful to and like actually love. So that was kind of cool. But like the journey up to that point was very difficult. And he died of AIDS, which.
Oh.
But I heard that AIDS it's not actually a disease born of homosexuality. It's more of like your body is breaking. Can't like there's like a lot of drugs that are associated with that time period. So like if you hurt your immune system too much, it goes into like that stage. Like you contract AIDS through like hurting your body through drugs, no sleep, all that stuff. Yeah, that's my topic.
Okay.
Yeah, it tripped me out. I was like, there's a lot to unload.
While talking about movies, the trailer got released.
Oh, I love how these are all like transitioning quite easily. You know, you're like, oh, speaking of movies, you know, like, oh, speaking of psychology, you know, like, all right. My last one has nothing to do with, or maybe it might. I might be like, oh, speaking of, you know, but whatever. All right, so what were you saying?
Well, it's a teaser I've been waiting for. It's something we grew up on, The Lion King.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, yeah, they came out with the first teaser trailer. I was like, super stoked.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I don't know if you were.
It's too real. It was too real.
Too
I was
real.
like,
Oh, yeah,
really,
let's
we're gonna
see.
watch like goddamn cats, like actual cats,
right.
talk to each other.
Yes.
Like at least in the
Did
movie,
we
it
not
was
see
like
Jungle Book?
Yeah, but Jungle Book. True, there was a human though in Jungle Book, so I was relying on the human. I was like pretending like, oh, he could hear these things, but like now we're just watching animals talk to animals. I don't know. Maybe it'll be sick. Who knows? But yeah, keep going.
I think, well, they're just doing the same story, right? But just updated. So they're like the funny thing that's happening now because we're saying live action,
Okay.
but the whole thing is animated.
Oh, it is?
They're not real animals.
Oh no, of course.
But like the way, that's
But the actors who were like moving. No, they're not.
No.
Oh, it's all CGI.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like Jungle Book was.
So it's like cartoons.
See,
it's like
that's
how they made cartoons.
so this is where people are questioning. Like, I mean, how can you say it's? They're saying live action, but it's not live action.
CGI.
It's not. Yeah, it's not live action.
Okay, yeah.
It's actually animated, but to a higher like degree of like clarity and like to make it look as real as possible.
That's what I'm saying. CGI.
Yeah. But they will. They still view it. They still say it as live action.
What does CGI stand for?
Computer generated imaging. Computer generated
cool.
graphic. I don't know. Computer graphics. Something like that.
All right. So you're saying?
But like that was like going on Twitter, like live action, but like
that's true actually.
Is it live action? Because it's not really live action.
Well, the only thing I didn't like about the trailers, they didn't show off anybody else's voice aside from Mufasa.
Yeah, because
I'm like, I already heard that voice.
It's just a teaser, right?
Yeah, I know, but I want to see what Childish Gambino is going to sound like as Simba.
Yeah, but it's just a teaser. It's just a teaser. It's not it's not.
And Rafiki looks like a monkey. I'm like, dude, he doesn't look like a spiritual teacher at all. He looks like a monkey.
It's supposed to be monkey though.
I know, but like you got a sense of him being a spiritual teacher in the first one because he's got like the staff. He's like dancing and stuff. I don't know how they're gonna make it, but
they didn't even show him that long though.
I know, but he walked like a monkey. I was like, oh man,
that's live action, right?
Yeah, that's true. it's animated realism.
Yeah, I do want to see how the mouth movements go and like
that's what I'm saying.
Really work. No, of course, but I'm excited to see all that stuff.
True.
Right.
Well, they did it. Yeah, they did do it in Jungle Book.
Yeah, of course it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same director. It's the same director.
Oh, okay. All right. So he's got experience in it. That's good.
Well,
the Netflix Mowgli is coming out. That looks cool.
Yeah, that's totally separate.
I know. I'm just saying, but
like. Basically, yeah. So all I want to look like all the actors that are going to be in this. So of course, as
is Idris Elba in it?
No, he's not in this one.
Oh, his voice is so boss.
He was the
Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Not Shao Kahn. That's Mortal Kombat.
Shere Khan. Yeah. In Jungle Book. So there's Donald Glover as Simba,
aka Childish Gambino.
Right.
I didn't like him as Lando.
As what?
Lando Calrissian.
In what?
Oh, you didn't see that movie?
No.
Star Wars.
We saw
it together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. That was the
Han Solo movie.
Yeah, the Han Solo.
But him as like Lando was kind of awkward.
Oh.
He's like an awkward person. It's hard to like defeat that energy. Mm-hmm. Not saying you're like a bad person. Like you're awesome, love your music, but like just the way he acts like the same person in every movie. Okay. You know what I mean? There's no like new take on it.
Yeah.
He's just being himself.
Beyonce as Nala.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Right.
Beyonce, whoa.
I think I saw Seth Rogen as Pumbaa.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I could see that.
And then, so Hans Zimmer is doing the music. Again.
Oh, nice.
Hans Zimmer.
I love that they're making this like they're trying to redo all of these Disney movies, Yeah. Because they were so good. It's like don't reinvent the wheel or don't fix what's not broken.
Mm-hmm. And then, let's see here. Yeah, so same guy from Mufasa again.
That guy played, the guy who played Mufasa also played Darth Vader?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, same voice. Let's see, anyone else that we know?
Anybody that blows my mind?
John Oliver as Zazu.
John Oliver.
He does those.
I just can't think of his voice right now. Yeah.
I can see how that works. So we don't know this actor who's playing Rafiki, but he was in Black Panther. He was the father.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that guy. And then I don't know how to say this guy's name who's playing Scar. Chiwetel? I don't know.
Oh, what movie is he from?
He's been in a few movies. Can't recall right now.
He's in.
But we know him. We'll know the face.
Yeah, no. I've seen him in different movies. I can't recall what movie. Oh, he was in that Red Belt movie with the BJJ people.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I know
remember
what
Red
you're
Belt?
talking about.
Yeah, he was in Red Belt.
There was other movies that are more, he's more with the uprising roles kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, he was 12 Years a Slave.
Yes, that's the main one. That's the main
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm good at my movie lore.
And then one of the Key and Peele guys, the key guy.
Oh, nice, cool.
Which would be one of the, I think these names are for the hyenas.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I think cool.
So these people are gonna be hyenas.
Yeah.
Key from Key and
Peele, and then some other couple actors that I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So then Elton John is also reworking the original.
No way,
song that he
John.
did.
Oh, there's that Elton John movie that's coming out, Rocket Man or something. Looks really good.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's coming out July 19th.
2019.
2019.
Oh, nice. That's like pretty soon.
A few months.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. I'd see it. I mean, like, it's one of those you just gotta see.
Of course you gotta see it. Yeah.
But, like, I don't know if it's gonna be epic. But you do have to see it. Just take my money.
Right.
Just take it.
I mean, I think this is good for Disney. I don't know if they're doing other ones too. I think they might be. I don't know. Like, I think it's working for them. I think with the Jungle Book, huge success.
Right.
They're going ahead with all these other ones.
They're doing Aladdin. I think we talked about it on an older podcast, but
yeah, they released that trailer. I mean, is that coming out? I guess before.
I don't know, but I like Guy Ritchie.
Right.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Disney.
Oh, sure.
See how I pulled that together? I'm going to connect it so far. All right. So I read The Dharma of Star Wars. See the connection there?
Okay, yeah.
Disney owns Star Wars. Okay.
Okay.
And it was actually, I think you're going to like this.
All right.
It was the most realistic look on spirituality or like Buddhism that I've ever encountered.
Okay.
So their definition of a Buddha is an ordinary person with ordinary problems with an extraordinary outlook. I made that up. Like that's basically what they said.
Okay.
You know, but like they didn't say it in those terms, but like that's basically what it is. And it's like, of course it would be, you know, because they always say like, oh, Buddha was just a normal person. He's just like you and I. It's like, yeah, he is, because like there's no like magic. What they said in the book is like, a lot of people will search for this like amazing state of like enlightenment that like, because like in spiritual books they say like, oh, it's right in front of you the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you think that these enlightened beings are like, they could fly or they've got like these magical powers, but it's really just like normal people encountering normal problems with just a different outlook on life.
Right.
You know, extraordinary outlook. They're like, oh, this is the situation, and that's what it is.
Right.
You know? And then it also said like, well, in a different book, Tibetan Book of the Living and Dying, they're saying that if you encounter a true Buddha, you will actually know them. Like you will know that it's like they are truly a Buddha.
Okay.
Right? Because of the way their tendencies are.
Right.
And I get it now after seeing like the ordinary, like people, ordinary problems, extraordinary outlook. Because we've met so many people. I'm sure like if you're listening to this too, you've met so many people in your life. They're like, wow, they seem like very well put together. They have like a good insight into things. Okay. You know, and you're like, oh, that is, if we were back then, they would have called that person a Buddha. You know, and it's like it almost, to have gone full circle with it, like to go on this really long journey of like continuous reading and like searching for things, only to have it like circle back as like, no, they're just normal people. You know, you go on this whole journey of trying to become an extraordinary person, but the only extraordinary part of it is you've realized like a different perspective on life. Yeah. It's almost like anticlimactic.
Right.
Because like this person, the person who's trying to convert everyone else, he's trying to like win his way into heaven.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
But if he came to realize that heaven is just a perspective of his own eyes, like there's heaven on earth right now. Yeah. You just need to see it that way. Right. Like how destroyed would he feel as a human being? Right. Because he's like, it can't be that simple, but it is that simple. You know, and that's why I feel you meet certain people on like the spiritual, quote unquote spiritual path, and they seem like overly eccentric, like trying to escape something.
Yeah.
And then it often gets said like the person with the most problems is the one trying to do the most good.
Yeah.
Right, because they're trying to like fill the void of right, you know, but to come face to face with like no, these are your problems.
Mm-hmm.
There's no escaping them. You just have to confront it and work your way around it.
Yeah.
And that almost is too much for people to bear. It's like being like this can't be it. There's no way this is real. And then it's like, yeah, this is real. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, but there's no escape. No, there's no escape. Is there a way around it? No. You
Mm-hmm.
really just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like a comedy and tragedy. It's almost funny that it's like, oh, it's so simple. It's also sad because like there's literally no escape from your problems. You know?
Right.
And I like the way they put in the book. It's like the awakened being just realizes the truth of the universe being this is what it is.
Yeah.
And just finding comfort in that realization, because you're like, okay, I accept it, move on,
right,
let's deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like they say there's like 7 stages of grief. Right, when you find out you're dying. I remember what they are, like denial, anger,
right,
yeah. And then the final one's acceptance.
Right.
But that acceptance is the highest form of enlightenment, to realize this is just it. Right. Literally, this is it. You know. Yeah. And it ties into Lion King as well, because Rafiki did say, he's like, the past can hurt, but you can either learn from it or run from it.
Right.
You know, it's like, yeah. See, I'm like making these connections. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. And I would have to say, like, you have always steadily seen that. It's like you and Jared. You're both very into this is what it is.
Okay.
And it's like, but to label that as something more than an outlook is to create a dogma or a deification. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I were to start being like, oh, you saw it like this the whole time, you had this awakened state, or you know, you start saying it like that, and it gets all like hocus pocus and kind of weird.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, no, you realize that there's nothing to run from. People are like, oh, well, that's pretty boring. I feel like that's why we create these elaborate tales. Of like, I bet you if you met like these people back in the day, like Buddha, Jesus, like who else is there? Lao Tzu, Lao Tzu. I think his name is the guy who made the Tao Te Ching.
Right.
Or is that the Art of War? Oh, whatever. But you meet these people and you're like, oh, you're just like a normal person. But you're just like viewing it in a new way.
Right.
And then people come to you. I was actually recently asked, like, I won't go into the full story of it, but like I was recently asked for my advice on something, like a personal matter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have become that person.
Right.
To you, like you see me as like the way we would see a Buddha, right? But it's like I'm really just lending you a perspective.
Gotcha.
A balanced perspective.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So purchase Amazon, everyone, because we got interrupted.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to make the deliveries on time.
I know, that's pretty good. Do you support Amazon?
Well, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I'm still using it. What is it?
I know, but like morally support Amazon, or like, because you know, like they're like, oh, there's so much like negativity surrounding slave workers and stuff.
Yeah, it's up to the government to set
I
those
know,
rules.
right? See, some things you just can't, like, it's like that Patriot Act episode.
Yeah.
Where you talked about Amazon. It's
Yeah. But it's like.
But I use it. So, like, I think that's the totalitarian perspective. It's like you see that there are problems with it, but you're a part of the system. You're a part of the problem as well as the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So buy some Amazon. All right. Well, till next time.
Remember.
The 5th of November.
Who you are.
Oh, okay. Wow. There's 2 different movies. We just referenced 2 different movies.
Yeah, this is the Lion King.
I know, but remember the 5th of November is...
No, I
V for
remember
Vendetta.
this as the Lion King.
All right. We're excited for Lion King. Well, Vish is excited. So, stay tuned.
Yes.
All right.
Peace.